Hey guys, it's Rebecca with Stamped by the Beach. This is our Friday night live. So we had card kits available this week. They're $15 or free with a $25 purchase when you use the host code. I put all of that information up in the little video description thingy. I did want to point out, if there is a little red box in your left-hand corner that says live, that means I am currently here. If that little box is not there, then this is a recorded video. You are still welcome to answer questions. Just, keep in mind that I won't be able to answer you in the moment and change anything because it is a recording. Hey guys, say hello as you pop on. Feel free to share with your friends. I am trying to get to my computer to finish loading it up so that I can see you guys commenting. It's going slow. Do you guys have any plans for Memorial Weekend? I'm excited. I have a long weekend. I didn't have any work today, and then I don't have any work until Tuesday, so I had a 4-day weekend, so it's super exciting. Hey Laura and Ingrid, how you guys doing? Alright, so I'm just going to go through this really quick in case you guys have never done a card class with me. I know Laura has. I know there's a few other ones that have done this before, but this is a card kit when I do one. So I give you the envelope and then I give you the card bases and all the layers to do the cards. So this one, these were simple stamping cards this week. Kind of went back to the basics, and there's nothing like super duper fancy or like extra dies or anything. So these honestly could have been used for just about anything because they're just card bases with a layer and some white. I think the fanciest I got was, I did actually use one of our new embossing folders. This one is coming out in our new catalog. This is called, it's something paper. Oh, I knew I would want to know as soon as it wasn't in front of me. I can't remember what it's called, but it's something paper. It goes with the pretty Amazing World suite. It's super cool. It looks like it's like old, crumpled up paper. So that one's really cool. Alrighty, so that is a card kit. My card kits are $15 or free with a $25 purchase or more. Old World paper. Thank you, Ingrid. So that's how I do that. And right now, because we can't do in-home classes because of everything going on, that means that you get to use whatever stamp sets you have at your house, which is kind of cool. Gets you using your stuff. All right, I am going to start with this one. This is the first one, and actually this was a card that I saw using one of our new stamp sets, and it was posted, and I was like, ooh, we need to do this. And this is using one of our stamp sets that's going away. This one is using Tropical Chic. And I'm going to be using Shaded Spruce, Pear Pizzazz, and Mint Macaron, which I don't know that I would have ever put those colors together. I don't even know how it happened. It just did. So, we're going to take this leafy guy. I want this leafy guy. And then I want my little baby leafy guy. And so I'm going to take my Shaded Spruce and I'm going to stamp my big giant leaf. I'm going to get the cat hair off of here. And I'm going to go, let's put one here in this corner. And then one kind of this way. So he's just kind of peeking in. And then I'm going to take my next biggest one and I'm going to use the Pear Pizzazz. And I probably could have done this the other way around where I did my lighter colors first, but it's okay. And there's another one. And then my last one is the Mint Macaron with this little wet baby one. And he's just gonna go there. And then I think I want one there. And I feel like you just need a little bit more in there. So I'm gonna do a little bit extra. I'm just gonna stamp it off so it's a little bit more subtle. Hey, Aurora. And look, I'm going to clean these off, Laura. I'm going to be good tonight. Laura was amazing, and she came yesterday and helped me clean up my craft room. So I could actually work on my table today, so that was nice. I need to clean my chamois apparently. I had room to craft. Alrighty. Look, I'm even putting them away. I don't know about you guys, but I am ready to do in-house classes again. Because doing this online thing, my procrastination is kicking in full force. And it's driving me a little bit crazy. The in-house stuff was making me plan ahead a little bit more. I don't have my stickers on here. Actually, Mom doesn't have her stickers on here. I borrowed this one from her. I'm just going to stick my words. I'm using the Shaded Spruce. And we're just going to go right there. My Shaded Spruce needs to be re-inked, apparently. It's a little bit lighter than I would have liked, but that's okay. It works just fine. Let me stick those over there. But anyway, I'm ready for the socialization part of it all. We go back to work on June 1st, so we can go back to working in the clinic and seeing patients. So I'm super excited about that too. You know, everybody, I think I had in my head that I was going to love working at home and that it was going to be this amazing magical thing where you didn't have to do a whole lot. And it was going to be so much easier because I wasn't going to have to get up as early because I could just get out of bed and go. It doesn't work that way. I don't know that I like working from home full time. I definitely miss the people interaction part. All right, so I'm just layering those two together. I'm going to fold my card base and I'm going to use some dimensionals to put this layer on. And I feel like when I have a piece this big, I do too. These guys don't want to come off. Yes, definitely, Ingrid. It has been more work working at home for sure. And in the clinic, I have all of my stuff like right there. I don't have to plan a whole lot. I can kind of, you know, go by the seat of my pants and kind of plan as I go throughout the day. And doing this online stuff, I have to plan at least 24 hours in advance. If I would do a little bit more, I would be even better, but that's a lot of work. And then just finding all the resources to send to parents, and it's just a lot. I think I work more hours now doing the computer stuff than I did working in a clinic all day. All right, I'm gonna use, these are the basic sequins, I think. They come in a package of like 3 different colors. So it's like the iridescent ones where they just have a little bit of all the colors. There's like a green color, and then there's, I think these are petal pink. So they're really pretty and they kind of go with everything. I think there's a whites one too, but I don't know where mine are. But I just thought these were kind of cool. I don't use my sequins very often. I sometimes forget about them because I end up using all my rhinestones and pearls. But I thought these guys worked quite well. Let's go right there. So there's that one. Hi, Denise. So this was card number 1, just super easy. It's just nice and simple and clean. Makes me happy. It was really cool because they did, the one that I kind of took the inspiration from, they used different colors and everything, but they had used the new foliage set from the new catalog. So I think I'll go back later and I might recreate it like they did. But I thought this was a neat way to use this stamp set because it's getting ready to leave us. And I know a bunch of people are going to be sad because it is a really cute set. All right, next one. We're going to do this octopus. I've had lots and lots of requests for this cute little octopus, and he's also another one that is going away. He's retiring, so we have until the end of this month to get him. So if you really like him, now's the time. This one is in the Sea of Textures. And none of these have their stickers on because I borrowed these from Mom. Oops, he doesn't fit on there. I need my big block. Alright, and then we're going to need this little dude. And, oh, I did this guy. And some words. I think that was it. Alright, this card I'm going to kind of do the reverse. I'm going to do the light colors first and do that dark color first because it was kind of hard, but I only did like 2 layers on all of these cards. So it was kind of a little bit of a brain change for me because I tend to do like 5,000 layers, it feels like. This is one that I usually have somebody to help me cut my paper, and she probably would have loved this class because there wasn't a whole lot of paper to cut. I think it took me a whole like 5 minutes to do everything. All right, I'm gonna back up and do this guy first. He's not exactly the lightest color. This one is, because I know Aurora and Tara are trying to do this. This is Gray Granite, Soft Sea Foam, and Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to take the Gray Granite, I'm going to stamp it off on my paper first. And then I'm just going to kind of put it in this bottom corner. Just like that. Just one. All by his lonesome. We're just adding some texture to the background. And then we're going to take our little seaweed guys. Let's do some right there. And I just kind of stair step these. And I don't have to go all the way to the bottom or the top because our octopus is actually going to cover him up. But you just want to kind of get some variation in there. Let's make him go right there. And that one I will kind of go all the way to the bottom. But you just want to put in some color. And I think that might be all I want. If I change my mind, I'll come back. And then we're going to do our octopus and the Pretty Peacock. And because this is such a dark color and our background is so light, we're not going to have to worry about trying to do another layer. This set actually does have dies. But to be quite honest, I didn't feel like cutting out a bunch of octopi. And it works. You don't even have to have them because this ink color is going to kind of take over. Ta-da! He kind of floated up a little bit more than my sample, but that's okay. And I think, do I want any more of those green guys in there? I feel like I want one maybe right there. I don't know, that spot just felt naked. Alright, and then I'm going to take my blender pen and I'm going to kind of give my octopus tentacles a little bit more color so that you don't see all of that green peeking through. At least not quite as much. Let me get these guys cleaned off real quick. Oh, I didn't get my words in there. That's what I didn't do. Let me do that real quick. Then use my Pretty Peacock again. Because there's no stickers on here and make sure I have this going the right way. And I'm just going to throw my words out right there-ish. Just like that. Alrighty, and then blender pen. So this is the blender pen. It is a glycerin pen. So its job is to pick up all the color and kind of move it around. So I'm just going to go over these Pretty Peacock areas. And it's going to take that Pretty Peacock ink from all those little tentacle doodads, those little circle guys. Hey Katie, I haven't seen you in forever. And it's going to just kind of move that color around so that it's not so white. That way it doesn't look like he has like a white bottom part of his little tentacles. They actually go with his body. But it just kind of moves that color around. You probably will pick up some of that green a little bit. So if you kind of come back to the center of him and pull it down, that blue is it's a darker color, so it should take over and kind of outpower those lighter colors we used in the background. And we use such light colors because we were going to keep stamping on top of everything and layer without using layers. So it's just a neat way to still get a bunch of texture without having all the extra layer and paper pieces. Alright, so there's that guy. So we're going to layer our white piece. I have dimensionals in my hair. That's how you know your hair is too long, when you start getting dimensionals stuck. We're going to put some glue. And guys, I do have one extra card kit. I ended up cutting an extra one on accident So if you decide that you would like to make these cards, let me know. I have an extra. Alright, and then some dimensionals on the back of this guy. Whoops, stuck to my finger. Katie, are you back in town? I know you've been out of town with family stuff lately. All right, and then he's just gonna go on there. And close this guy up before he gets boogery. And then I'm gonna use my pearls. I'm just gonna throw some pearls in here with him. Let's go one there. I got a little crazy with this one. I think I have 5 instead of the normal 3. But I think with all these little tentacles, I felt like I needed more than just the 3 I usually use. Alright, and then I'm going to use one of the bigger ones to go up here by the birds. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you could totally go in there with the Winkostella, but I don't know where my Winkostella is. I've lost him. I'm looking because I feel like I need a glittery octopus. Oh look, there's 2 of them. They were put away. That's why I couldn't find them. I think he needs a little more glitter. How cute is that? He's a glittery octopus now. I also have catalogs ready, so if you are one of my current customers, I have a catalog for you. Thank you, Laura, I found them. If you're out of town, I will have one in the mail for you, probably Tuesday, Wednesday next week, because Monday the post office will be closed. But if you're in town, definitely let me know and we will get a porch pickup set up for you. That way you can start looking at all the fantastic new things that are coming, because there's lots of good stuff in there, and I can't show you on the camera yet because it hasn't released. Alright, so there's our cute little sparkly octopus guy. I feel like I need to go back and add some on these leaves. I'll at least do it on this big one. Just a little sparkle. This is one of my favorite tools. Because it goes with everything. Glitter makes everything better. If you are coloring over these dark colors, just be extra careful because it tends to pick up these darker colors and it will move them around a little bit. So if you don't want your green shaded spruce all over the place, because I kind of got a little bit out of the lines right there, just be extra careful. Katie must have popped in and then left. Or she's watching me with her phone volume turned down. You guys are not very chatty tonight. Alrighty, here's the last one. This one is using the Waterfront stamp set. This one's current. It's going to carry over in the new book. And then, like I said earlier in the video, we're using one of the new embossing folders. And Ingrid told me it was the Old World Paper is what it's called. It is a glitter pen. This is the Winkostella, Denise. And so it has like a brush tip, like a paintbrush, and it has glitter down in the barrel. And it goes on clear. And so yeah, you can draw over whatever you're doing. And it'll just add a little bit of extra sparkle. So it's just, I like it. It's one of my favorite things. Everybody needs a Winkostella. All right, so we're gonna take out our layer. That's just our stitched rectangle. Hi, Jane. And I thought, you know, I saw a bunch of cards that uses the stamps and they do these really pretty beach scenes and palm trees, and I'm like, I like this little beach house. He makes me happy. And so I didn't even really bother with getting fancy with all the layers of colors. I just wanted this beach house to be the focus. So I'm going to use, we're going to be using Daffodil Delight, Petal Pink, and Coastal Cabana. I'm going to add some extra colors in later when we do the sand and the water, but we're going to start with these guys. I'm going to start with, let's do some Coastal Cabana. Let me do him first. And he looks like I kind of need to ink him up again, but that's okay. So I'm just going to go like the top-ish. I'm leaving room for my sand and my water still. And I'm trying to plan, so I'm going to do a pink one, a yellow one, so I'm going to need probably another blue one right here. And I'm probably going to have to go back in later and add another one, but that's okay. You could totally keep switching your colors if you want to. I end up messing it up when I do that, so I'm just going to try to plan it ahead. And then this one is going to be my Petal Pink. He's going to go after the Coastal Cabana. Oops, he's a little bit wiggly. He's on the sand, it's an incline. And then we're gonna go in with the Daffodil Delight. This one has dimensional pieces in it, that's extra. And he's gonna go in the middle, and I actually ended up spacing that out perfect. I do kind of want one hanging off. And I do have room, actually I need one right here. Okay. I think I want another pink one on here. Only because I made that one go off. I think in my sample I kept everything in the center, but that's okay. We're just gonna let him hang off too. Alright, so our little beach huts are set up. I think I'm good with these colors. Now I'm gonna do my sand, which is gonna be Sahara sand, and I'm gonna use a little bit of crumb cake. Let me put my little hut away. I'm gonna use this piece, it's the long, he kind of looks like a shoreline, so it's just the beach. So I'm gonna take my Sahara sand, and I'm just gonna line him up underneath of my little beach houses. It's okay if they look like they're floating, we can fix that. But I wanna kind of get all my dark ones in first. I'm gonna flip him around. I'm gonna go right there. And then I'm gonna go in with my lighter shade. So I stamped off, and then I'm getting real close to the beach houses. That way it kind of fills in that gap a little bit without getting super, super dark. And I think I want a little bit underneath. There we go. And then I'm going to use my crumb cake. And this is a darker color. You like watching my color combos? I had some interesting ones this time. I don't know how it happens. My brain's just like, we'll try this, and then it works. Every now and then. I did have a couple disasters before. It's funny because I was making that octopus card, and the first one I did, it was like getting elaborate and like all these layers, and I got it done and I was like, this is ugly. So I'm not even gonna show you because it was bad. I ditched it, and then the next card, it was like, that's better. Sometimes you just have to change your colors. So I stamped that off, and then I put it back on there so it's one shade darker than the crumb cake, and I used those polka dotted, they remind me of like sand granules or snow. It does make some really good snow. You're laughing at me. I do make ugly cards sometimes. I just don't show you guys because I don't like them. They end up getting thrown away. Like, it was a shaker card and everything. It was like, it had gone over the top, and it was like, once it went over the top, I couldn't rein it back in, and it was just too much. I sent it to Mom, and I was like, This is like the kind that you tear apart, right? Because you know, if you guys watch Spontaneous Sunday Stamping, Mom has been known to tear apart some of my cards and rearrange them because they don't turn out. So it was definitely one that needed to be torn apart, and it was so many things that needed to be changed that I couldn't fix it. I was like, I'm just gonna throw it away. I'm done. Oops, I smushed too much and I got that all over my block. You're definitely not the only one, Jane, I promise. Even when you've been doing this for a while, you still have those cards where in your head it sounds like it's going to be so perfect, and then it's not. So this guy is cool. When you stamp him the first time, he's this direction, and then if you flip him around, he fits back inside of himself so that you get an even stamp. I might have it sitting around here. Hold on. Actually, I do. I see it. I might be brave enough to show it here in just a second. Hold on. Let me finish this one. Oh man, I got blue right there. Dang it. See, I make card fails, and I wasn't even trying to do that. I smushed too hard because I was talking. All right. So stamping off. So we're getting those variations in colors, and I'm just going to go all over the place now because I want that spot gone. You're not going to really get rid of all of the white, and that's okay. Those are just those white peaks in the water, or the foam as it's coming up on the beach. And that was Bermuda Bay. I'm sorry. I know some of you are trying to keep up with me, and I'm too busy talking to tell you what I'm doing. Alrighty, and then I'm going to do the Friend again. That one worked really good on there. And we're going to use the Bermuda Bay again. And I'm just going to stick him up here and make it look like it was supposed to happen. We're just going to unbrace it. Actually, where is... I'm going to take the Coastal Banana. I didn't do this in the sample, but it's really bothering me that it's right there. And I need a sponge. I'm just going to go on the edges right there. And I feel better. I feel like it's a little more intentional. And I'm just going to do the top, like where the sky would be. I'm kind of feeling the sunshine. I'm going to leave it alone before I mess this up and make it a big old mess. All right, in your kit, you should have two of these little strippy guys. I think it's time to change my blade on my paper cutter. So I'm sorry if you've got a fuzzy one. We're gonna hide most of this anyway. You're gonna cut it in half. Because you only need half of it. And I'm gonna go, I think I want him about right there. And then I'm gonna have the long one sticking out. Then I kept the other side of the pink kind of in line, but I made this one be the short one. The short guy, and then I'm going to do a yellow on top, and he's going to be the longer guy. So you're alternating. And then you're going to wonder how I got it to stick. So take your two, this is real technical, and I pick it up. Pick it up, and I flip them over, and I used my dimensionals, my favorite adhesive, and just overlap them. And this one you're not going to get a pretty like dimensional design on the back, but that's okay. It's going to be enough. It's going to hold them where you want them, and you're going to be able to kind of move them around a little bit. Because I felt like he moved a little bit when I was putting those on. But that way they're stuck. I'm not going to have to worry about trying to use the glue and then wiggling them around too much. And then you just want to make sure this guy's lined up. I mean, you can do it whichever way, but I made sure that he was kind of lined up so it was that same line. And then the yellow sticking out. Oops, a little more. A little more. Flip them over, and then use those dimensionals to hold them down. If you're not good at cutting straight lines, just make sure the part that you cut is on the inside instead of the outside, and then you won't be able to tell that you cut it. But that should be more than enough dimensionals on the back. They're just not arranged all pretty and even like I usually do, but that's okay. And you're going to take your embossed piece and you're just going to, this one is really going to bother me. It keeps twisting in. No twisting in. There we go. And he's just going to go in the middle-ish. And then on to the white card base. And I'm going to use dimensionals again because it's my favorite. This also has a lot of texture to it. So I feel like the dimensionals kind of compensate for all that bumpiness. And it just sticks a little bit better. But the multi-purpose glue would also work. Whoops. All right, there's that guy. And then I'm just going to use my sequins again. If I remember where I put them. They're in a little bitty skinny case through there. And I'm going to use the petal pink ones with cat hair. That's extra. And I liked these kind of peeking out from underneath of my main piece. Put one there, one there. I'm copying my model. I'm not just automatically knowing where to put these. I did all this work last night trying to figure out where I wanted them. I think I spend more time figuring out where I'm going to put my embellishments than I do anything else. Okay, so I did 5 on that one. And I'm going to use my Wink of Stella again. I think we're just going to do the little pink houses in glitter. Do the pink ones. And there's one right there. Okay, maybe the roof of the blue one. It's like once you start glittering, you can't stop. Okay, that's good. You could glitter the water. I'm gonna refrain. So there's that one. So super sweet. If you missed the first one, so we did that one with Tropical Chic. We did this one with the Sea of Textures. And then this guy with the waterfront. And I'll get my ugly card and I'll show it to you. And Laura, I don't know, maybe you guys won't think it's ugly, but I think it's ugly. I feel like it's this Mango Melody. It's not working, and this is just not working. The idea was there, but it's just not. I don't know. I don't think it works. It's not my favorite card. These made my brain happy. On that embossed paper, is that something you did, or can you buy the paper? Denise, that is one of our embossing folders. Let me grab it for you. So it looks like this. So you use your die cutting machine or embossing machine. I currently have a Big Shot. Stampin' Up! Will have our own version of the machine in the new catalog. Thank you, Laura. I had a thought, I had an idea. It was not coming together the way I had it in my head. But anyway, so it's an embossing folder. So you stick your paper in there, and then you run it through the machine, and then when it comes out, it looks like that, and you have that texture. So when they come in the different ones, there's one that looks like a canvas, and they're really cool. They're a neat way, an easy way to kind of add some texture to your cards without doing a whole lot. You just kind of crank it through. Yeah, Laura, I was thinking, that circle, the little octopus was gonna it looked like it was wrapping around it, and it was a little window, and it wasn't working. It did not work. It's one of those things where I was trying so hard to make something work that it just made it worse no matter what I did. So, yeah, fun times. So that was this week's card class. I have one extra if you missed out. I think everybody's kind of taken a vacation this past week. I haven't heard from a bunch of you. But if you've never had one of my card classes before, this is what the card kit looks like. So you get all of your card bases and your layers. If you didn't have these stamp sets, you could totally use whatever you have at the house. Thank you, Jane. So like this one, you know, I used that embossing folder, so I ran that through for you because I can give you die cuts, I can give you punched out pieces, I can give you embossing folder stuff. I just can't give you stamped images because it falls under like a copyright law thing. Sounds like you need to do some shopping. You need some embossing folders, you need a Wink of Stella pen, you just need all the things. And if you liked any of those stamp sets, you guys need to get them before the end of the month because they are on the retiring list. The Tropical Chic and the Sea of Textures. Waterfront is carrying over, but these two beachy tropical stamp sets are leaving us. We are getting some new ones, so that's exciting. But if you absolutely love these, now is the time to get them. Last chance. The Sea of Silhouette paper is unforgiving sometimes. The package of paper is absolutely gorgeous. It's also retiring. I do like it. I have a hard time because they're so bold. And I'm more of a subtle froof it up and make it look bold some other way. But it is really pretty. They did like some really cool watercoloring on it. But they're very bold, bright colors. And I have a hard time with that. This is my favorite, I think. Obviously it's my favorite because I haven't used it. I had to have a tendency that if I actually like the paper, I don't use it. And that's terrible. If you like it, you should use it. But very, very pretty paper. I just have a hard time with it. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm here. You like it because it's challenging. Yeah, I don't like to think too terribly hard. It goes really well with our pigment sprinkles, which are also on the last chance list too. I feel like that's where they got some of these textures and some of these color bursts. Is it looks like they did some of those pigment sprinkles and then took a picture of the paper. So it's gorgeous. I do love it. I just have a hard time using it. I'm much more efficient with flowers and beachy things. They're pretty straightforward. But alrighty, I will let you guys go. If you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I have one card kit left, and if I need to make some extras, I will. Just let me know, and next week we will do a set of totally different cards. We will do 3, kind of the same thing, $15 or free with a $25 purchase. You just want to make sure that you reserve your card kit no later than Wednesday. That way, especially if you're out of town, that way I can get it cut and mailed to you because I try not to have extras just because I don't want to waste paper. So anyway, you guys have a good evening, and I will see you guys back here for Spontaneous Sunday Stamping. Bye!